Hello there. I'm 𝗘𝗍𝗶𝗁, your world-class financial analyst. How can I assist you today? I'm here to provide you with top-tier financial analysis and advice. If you have any investment or finance-related questions, feel free to ask.
We did make a lot of people a lot of money today, though. Is everyone excited to see the Satoshi reveal? That should be kind of interesting. They're going to say it's 𝗥𝗔𝗍𝗍𝗂, but I wonder if they give new evidence. I think they're going to say it's Nick. Nobody knows, maybe. I was talking to a friend who's big in crypto. No, it's not going to be Len, apparently. We're going to find out. Apparently, it's the same guy figured out who QAnon was. So, evidently, he has some talent and track record in unmasking people. But some other dude said he knew the feds figured out who it was in 2013. He had a contact in government, and he said that they already knew in 2013. No, I think it's somebody outside of government, but I think that what's interesting is the feds didn't have interest in leaking it, and they leak everything. So I'm a little suspicious of that. No, I think it fits like somebody in that type of person, like a not an Assange, but more of a developer. Like, so Sassaman was a PhD student. Satoshi was kind of like that academic type. But it wasn't Sassaman, apparently. Sassaman's wife saying it wasn't him. Was it Epstein? That would be bearish for Bitcoin. People might sell it off. It was me, Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, I didn't care enough at that time. I wish I would have invented it. Listen, I've already said that if this stock SAVA, if the drug works, I'm going trans, I'm Martina immediately. I'm going bald immediately. I'm deleting my Twitter account. It's just getting started. Because whenever the news comes out, which could be any minute, the stock will drop. The borrow fees won't be the problem. Because let's say they're charging 40%. Well, that's actually 10% a quarter. So it's going to cost you 10% to make 50, 60, 70, maybe even 90. Pump and dump. How do you pump and dump a short? You got a lot of problems with the feds. If they delay the data, they got to say that they're delaying it. And if they delay, we know that it was bad, right? The stock will get crushed. The stock's going to get crushed anyway. Like, people are figuring out this thing's a dog. So the stock's going to go down to like, probably before the data comes out, probably like 15. Then it's going to come out and it's over. No, that's the thing. It's not due in December. It's just as likely it comes out in October or November. It certainly will likely come out by the end of December, but there's no reason to think it'll be that month or not. I don't know if it'll go very close to zero. That's much harder to predict because you have a bunch of cultists in the stock. But if the company says we are terminating development of 𝗘𝗵𝗄𝗯, which I think they might just do, they say, look, it's over, it doesn't work, then why would anyone want to still be in the stock? If they say there's still hope, this might happen, that might happen, yeah, you know, maybe it goes to 5 or 10 or 2. You know, it's hard to tell. The market kind of has a mind of its own. And you can't force the stock to do anything. There's nothing in the book that says they could say we're discontinuing 𝗘𝗵𝗄𝗯, we have no further business because we have no other drugs. The stock can go to 600. Well, they had 100, they had 200 in cash. They got 40 less. They got 40 million less because they had to pay the piper. They paid the SEC. I don't care if you buy puts or short it. I don't care. I'm giving you enough alpha as it is. What do you want me to do? Open a stock market account for you? Sign on the dotted line? That's your job. Here, come to my office. See office hours. My cat's here. She's my assistant. She'll set up a call. You gotta diversify your strikes. Let's see. You buy the 25 puts. Expire on Friday. That's a 15x. Let's see. You got the 18th expiry. You buy the 15 puts there. 20 cents. 20 cents! You can afford it? It's 20 cents! You got till October 18th. 11 days. November 15th. Let's try those. You got the 10 puts. November 15th. That's a long time. It'll probably come out by then. 50 cents, you could probably get some off. But the 20 puts, $3. $3, this goes to 3, it's worth 17. $3 becomes $17. That's a 5x. That's a 5x. November 15s. Okay, you don't like that? All right, we'll try the December 20s. What are we doing there? The 2.5s, the 5s. You buy the 5s for 75 cents, 80 cents, maybe even 95 cents. Stock goes to 2. Get out for 3. That's a triple. A little more than a triple. How about the 7.5s? We got to do some more research. We're counting this money. Price on failure. Well, if it's a real failure, you get $3.49 in cash. That's in Q2. That's in Q2. How much money do they lose? It was about 20 a quarter. They also probably had some legal fees and some stuff like that in addition to the SEC fines. 𝗘𝗢𝗄's probably better. 𝗘𝗢𝗄's probably a better short than SAVA. All right, so you got 40 there, 40 there. They'll have 265 in cash. You're telling me this thing is not going to trade at cash? It's going to trade below cash. It's going to go to 2 because they're going to spend another $40 million on the other study that's going to fit. So $2, the 2.5 strikes worth 50 cents. Right? What can you buy them for right now? 25 cents. That's a double. If I could get them for 20 or like 5 cents, that'd be better. But it's not much open interest. It's going to be impossible, basically. All right, so let's focus on these maybe. The 7.5s, they're not even that jacked up. Buy these at $1.75, you make triple your money. If it goes to 2. It may not go to 2. If it goes to 3, it's a 2.5x. It goes to 4, it's a double. It goes to 5, you're barely making any money. It goes to 6, stock went down a lot, but you didn't make any money on your puts. That's the fear. You want a 10x, the only way it's going to work is you buy in the Novembers. Look, man, everybody knows this thing's going to fail. It's not rocket science, all right? Shkreli's smart. He's not that smart. Interactive's cutting people off. Schwab soon, too. It's getting too tight. Jane Street needs your stock. Citadel needs your stock. It's all fun and games when you try to play with the big boys. They say, nah, that's a little too much money for you, okay? No, I don't think so. That sounds too tinfoil. Sell-side research is like barely even read. 40 stocks? What's 40 stocks? 40 shares? Please don't say that the wrong way. Shares, okay? No, stocks is not in our vocabulary. That's not a thing. Unless you're saying, I'm looking at some stocks. You might say, I'm looking at a stock. But when you're trading, you're saying, I'm buying shares. Or use the singular. I'm buying stock. I'm long stock. I'm long X. I'm short X. I'm shorting X. You could theoretically say I'm shorting shares of X. I'm shorting X stock. And if you tell me you want to buy 50,000 or short 50,000, how do you say that properly? Say you're shorting 50. If you want to be really clear, you say you're shorting 50 half 100. I didn't make it up. That's Cramer. Because you might miss here and say 15 instead of 50. 15 and 15 and 50 sound similar, depending on who is saying it. You could say 50-50, 50 half 100, and 15-15. Gotta make sure nobody misunderstands. Cramer used to say Chisco instead of Cisco. This was CSCO. There was CSCO and then SYY. It's 2 Ciscos. Which Cisco are you talking about? There's Cisco, the food distributor. I mean, there's nothing special about being a billionaire or anything. That shouldn't be anybody's goal in life. Your goal in life should be being a good father, a good brother, a good member of your community, a good friend to people in need. How much money you made or lost? Come on. It's not really going to matter that much. Now, I'm as competitive as anybody, and I love working hard, but, nobody's going to remember, Steve Ballmer technically made this much, and Elon Musk technically made that much. How do you think those guys think about it? They don't think about, I got this much or that much. They're thinking about the cool things they could do with their lives. Competitiveness is always there. Why does it have 100 million market cap if things are really good? Network news radio. These fake press releases. Did you fall for one of these? Didn't they fail their phase 3? Everyone says they failed their phase 3. I mean, if Alzheimer's worked, then I think the market cap would be a little higher. They announced their phase 3. The stock went down 75%. Is that usually what happens when you announce great news? Stock goes down 75%? Okay, we look at the Parkinson's. I happen to know a lot about UPDRS. I got a drug approved on that endpoint. These guys don't know how to write a press release. It's hurting my head. Mixed up bottles? Is this a joke? This is a joke, right? Okay, I've never seen a press release like this in my life. We check the contents of the bottles. Correct. This is a pharmaceutical business, not a novel. We check the distribution of the bottles. Correct. It's like writing a murder mystery. We check the labeling of the plasma bottles. Correct. We check the distribution of the plasma samples. Correct. So we were left with the PK. PK is measured by LCMS. It's not really regulated, but anyway. What is this press release? So placebo went down, drug was flat, and then drug was flat. Significance from placebo, significance from baseline. These guys need to hire somebody who knows what they're doing. Is it this trial? Yeah. Oh, this is 𝗤𝗄𝗏? Did they rename it? Okay, so part 2 is primary. 523 patients. What is this? Why do they mention cognitive decline? Who cares about that? It's not the primary endpoint. Oh, did they fail? They failed. MDS UPDRS part 2 showed no... Look how sneaky this is. See this? F in the chat. You guys can read that? Yes, I'm taking notes. That's the Mark Cuban meme. You know, Mark Cuban meme was like, this is how they're going to do it. Do you understand, Nick, what this means? Short cassava tossing darts. Do you understand how to read this? It's not obvious, right? Why would you make it your primary endpoint? Do you see this? Study summary. You're going to invest $10 million into a phase 3, right? When you do a phase 3 trial, the most important thing is the primary endpoint, right? Outcome measure, primary outcome measure. MDS UPDRS part 2, primary outcome measure. So you're saying ignore this? Throw this away? We don't need it? It's like saying, let's make a bet. I can jump 5 feet. You say, how much you want to bet? I don't think you could do it. Yeah, I could do it. Let's bet $100. Okay, I'll bet you $100. I say, all right, let's see, how long is 5 feet? We say from here to there. You guys, can you see this? Let's see if I can do it. All right, from here to, let's say from here to the door. All right, I bet you I can do it. Can you guys see it? Hold on, you see it, right? From here to the door, okay? We can do this, ready? Oh, I didn't make it. Still a bit of a ways. And you say, hey, look, you didn't make it all the way to the door. Where's my $100? I said, what are you talking about? So we bet that you were gonna jump to the door. Said, yeah, but I couldn't do that. What I really wanted to do was bet that I could jump 1 foot. He said, what are you talking about? I said, well, I did it. You owe me $100. Nobody can meet that. I know we agreed to that. But I changed it. I made it a secondary outcome measure that I would just jump at all. What? Yeah, the primary outcome measure. Look, no, who's going to do that? That's impossible. Who's going to jump 10 feet from standing start? Come on. Yeah, they're reassessing all right. You got to do a new trial is what it's called. MDS UPDRS with just these people. Throw out the patients it didn't work in. Let's just look at the patients it did. You know what? I'll bet you $100. When I flip this coin, it's heads. Okay, let's bet. Shows up tails and you say, okay, give me my 100. I said, no, we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna throw it 2 more times. Second time, tails. Third time, it's heads. You pay me.
Hey, Martin, are you here?
You pay me. And there's nothing to short. There's nothing left in Annovis. Yeah, that's right. But Annovis was trying desperately to perpetuate a lie, whereas Cassava's kind of cooked doing that already. They're not going to keep doing that. All right, so there's like 500 million market cap biopharma. We got a lot of them in our main sheet, but the reason I'm here is just to get the couple we don't have in the main sheet and put them in our main sheet. But I just want to get rid of some of the Chinese stocks we're not even allowed to trade. Mainland China. Not allowed to trade India either, but crazy how many Chinese stocks they are. It's down 20-30% of the industry is China. And you know these guys will rise. I mean, they're still very early in pharma. You know they're going to keep going. Some of these guys are going to hit it big. Some of them already have. Jiangsu already has. There's our friend 𝗘𝗢𝗄𝗂. I'm going to be shorting some meme coins later. I think you guys will enjoy that. You guys going to like that? You want to watch trade some crypto? Short meme coins with leverage? You guys want to see some leverage? I'm sure you do. You want, of course, neurons in there. 10x leverage? Stop. That's like that guy in Robinhood that, like, what did he make? Like 100 mil, 400 mil on options and lost it all? The guys kept re-rolling. He was like grits and gravy. 7. All right, so 250 million market cap. Only 600-700 stocks. That's less than I thought, honestly. And some of those are not tradable like Indian stocks. So there's 𝗐𝗍. This is in Malaysia. You're probably not going to be trading Malaysian stock. Bluebird. Remember Bluebird? Oh, yeah. I like Madrigal. Let's see how the quarter went, right? Can't believe the pricing on that drug. Hey, you're probably not going to trade too many Korean stocks either. There's a Polish drug company. So about 100 million market cap and above, which is roughly kind of what you would expect, right? So basically, we got 1,000 drug stocks to look at. That's it. All Chinese stocks removed. Haven't looked at FibroGen too closely. OPK. Haven't looked at OPK in a long time. I wonder what they're up to. You know, companies can change. I'm not a pig. You know, that was 10 years ago. I don't know if it's still a good stock or not, you know? I'm probably going to move all the Indian stocks over too, to be honest. Is Dr. Reddy's #1 India? I don't think so. But you got to look at these stocks because they are important for Americans, even if you can't trade them necessarily. Some of the Indian stocks you can trade. Dr. Reddy's is #3. It's amazing how this company 𝗣𝗍 used to be a really small company, like $1 billion market cap, 12 bagger. I remember when 𝗣𝗍 was a lot smaller. I also never heard of these guys, Mankind Pharma. I think that's a name change. That might be Biocon. Aurobindo. Cerevel's gone. So there's 2 animal stocks in here that don't apply. Alchem. Bauchem is not really a drug company. Abbott India is captive Abbott Labs, basically. There's Biocon, and there's 𝗥𝗑. Glenmark. Ajanta. These are starting to get smaller Indian, less well-known. JB. Loris. I know them for a specific reason, but Loris is pretty obscure Indian company. There's Sanofi India, Alembic, which makes a lot of generics. India is mostly generics. That's kind of their flaw, I think. They should do what China's doing, which is novel drugs. Piramal and Natco, they do some. Concord I never heard of. It's the first one I never heard of. Sun Advanced Projects is like basically Sun's biotech company. Granules India, never heard of. There's not that much India actually, other than like the handful of pretty big successful ones. You would think there's tons of Indian pharma, but compared to China, we had like $200 billion Chinese companies. There's like 12 Indian ones, 20. So $300 billion biopharma, ex-India, ex-China. I know these guys actually, Newland. They've done some of my generics. Yes, some of these are fairly obscure, even for drug experts. All right, well, when we're back, I have to do this conference call, but when we're back, we can do a couple more stocks. I'm definitely going to take like a stock from the YouTube crowd. as well, like a lightning round. That's it for India. So India, 35 publicly traded. China, 313. 1,900 that are 5 million or above. All right, yeah, no, we'll short the meme coins too. Don't worry, we'll be there